Swarms of locusts in Kenya continue destroying crop, putting millions at risk of starvation. The insects have exploited favorable wet conditions after unusually heavy rains and invaded over 20 counties. Experts now warn that climate change may worsen the situation. Wilkisa Nyabwa tells us more.
Chasing these locusts is an exercise in futility. The loud noises and movements startle them out of their hiding places, but they are hard to catch. The large swarms cast a shadow over the earth, rising and then quietly falling back to their hiding places as if they never left. This is the predicament that farmers in Kenya's western region are grappling with as the swarms move southwards. The Rift Valley is Kenya's food basket. It is largely responsible for feeding the nation. But even this relatively cool area has not been spared by the desert locust invasion. In Nyigon village, 65-year-old Ruth B. watched helplessly as the insects invaded her farm.
They slept in the trees the night they arrived. In the morning, they descended on our farms. We had to move our cattle down. Everything now is at a standstill. Since they came, we've had nothing but problems.
We are worried. In this area, we depend on maize farming to educate our children and for our livelihoods. If the locusts remain, we don't know what we'll do.
With their livelihoods threatened, everyone had to join hands to help chase the locusts away. But their efforts were a drop in a seemingly endless sea of locusts. A section of farmers in Worsen County say the desert locusts have not wreaked much havoc on their farms, but this is largely because many of them are yet to sow this year's crop, and as more swarms continue to arrive, they fear that next year's harvest could be in jeopardy.
As long as the locusts remain here, we won't plant our crops because we will suffer double losses. We'll lose the seeds we plant together with the year's harvest.
It is a state of affairs that scientists say is unusual but not entirely unexpected, as the locusts move in search of suitable areas to lay their eggs.
There was very good vegetation, very high relative humidity due to more than usual rains, and the locusts have been moving from northeastern Kenya. As the winds were pushing, they really ride on the winds to migrate. They change with the winds all the way to western Kenya, part of eastern Uganda now. That's how the migration happened.
A desert locust swarm covering 1 square kilometer can eat the same amount of food in one day as 35,000 people. And this is why farmers heaved a sigh of relief when, a few days after they arrived in Uasin Gishu, the swarms migrated.
The same winds will now take these locusts as young adults, as swarms now to areas like Ethiopia, Eritrea, parts of Djibouti, South Sudan and Sudan. And they'll be finding a new crop because their cropping season starts in April. And that's now the biggest danger in that area.
Government and non-governmental agencies have banded together to track the insects and spray them. Aerial spraying is considered the most effective control method, but it is a race against time as the insects continue to lay their eggs and multiply. Wilkisa Nyabwa, CGTN.